Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
And tune into your favorite podcast,
where things will be misquoted
and opinions ain't sugar-coated.
'Cause DJ and Kelly are locked and probably loaded.
Hey guys, welcome to Locked and Probably Loaded with DJ and Kelly. I'm your host, DJ Qualls, and I'm here with my good friend, Kelly Blackheart.
Velma.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you?
I like your shirt.
Thank you. I just changed it so people think this is a different episode. Or a different day. God damn it. I buttoned
his
the carrier
bag
into
his
my shirt. So what's been up since the last time I talked to you?
Oh my God, a lot has changed.
When I got into the car,
I'm wearing glasses.
So I can never remember when I'm away from you and Isaac how long it's been. The other day I asked Isaac how a job went, which in my mind happened like 3 days before that, and he was like, "That was 2 months ago."
And then I picked him up yesterday, and you're like, "I missed you. When's the last time I saw you?" I was like, "Wednesday." 4 days ago.
And it was Thursday.
And you missed me. You did miss me anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, it was. I had a really good time, but I always. I think it's because I'm traveling so much right now that the time away is amplified. It's magnified.
Yeah.
It feels like longer because I'm not at home.
And with the amount of like social interaction you have at those events, it probably feels like days and days and days on end, even though you're there for 3 days.
I mean, I really love them, but I've just the back half of this year is like I'm doing something. I'm going somewhere every weekend, which means that I'm here for 9 days, and then it starts where I leave on Wednesday or Thursday and get home on Monday, and then I have Tuesday and Wednesday to pack and go to trivia, and do this, and then bounce again. I'm not sure about these glasses. I have to look at them.
I think they look great.
Let's see.
They match your shirt.
No, I'm not mad at them. Are they crooked?
No.
Okay, the headphones.
You'll have to go to patreon.com/loadedpod to see the glasses. Can we talk really quickly about I'm not really up to date on this. The astronauts that are stuck in space. Are either of you?
Yeah, it's Boeing. I think it's a Boeing engine failure or something. And I saw something the other day that said if they don't get them home in like a certain amount of time, they could be up there for months.
Yeah, they've been stuck there for 80 days.
Isn't there a limit how long you can be in space before like your muscles atrophy or something? Or are we just making that up?
Maybe they just get really bored.
I mean, I did a tour of the space station. I was really interested in this and saw the conditions they live in. These bitches never heard of drywall? Like, all of the wires are out.
I have what might be a really, really stupid question, but how do you pee and poop in space? Like, what happens?
Oh, suction.
Yeah, you go into a place.
Oh, that's cute.
And men probably it probably feels a little bit better for men because you're getting pulled into a thing and it's going.
The device is unisex. You want me to show you a picture?
Yeah, please.
It's in the pod that you sleep in. Because you sleep.
Wait, so you just shit and piss in bed?
No, it's like a hose that goes over your stuff. I'll show you.
Yeah, just show me. Because I was wondering if it was like you had to put a seatbelt on a toilet. Like,
no, there's no way because it would fly up out of you.
Yeah, that's I was trying to imagine it.
That's literally pissing in the wind.
I know. Nobody had ever talked to me about this.
Look, see that first picture though. It's like AI really is the worst thing. It's just an astronaut peeing outside on the moon.
On the moon. What do you mean we've never been to the moon? This astronaut pissed right on top of it. Okay, poop bag. So
I don't want to know this.
What do you mean you don't want to know this?
Because
you knew. You told
no,
me.
but I don't want to see the devices. I want to live in an Audrey Hepburn movie where nobody poops and pees. I actually don't even do that anymore. I go somewhere and they do. I do it anymore. They pump it all out of me.
It would make sense if you put on like an entire diaper situation, and because like whatever. I mean, I guess I don't really need to know the details, but
space is dumb.
Why would you go there? So now what's the plan? They're just. I'm trying to look up.
I think they're just up there. Like,
well, yeah, I get that.
I mean,
SpaceX is going to go get them.
Right. I think I saw that the other day. Will you tell us a little bit more about that? Urine collection devices, vacuum chillers. Nope, that's not right. Yeah, the Boeing Starliner, they're actually called the Boeing Starliner astronauts now. That's really embarrassing for you, Boeing. They will spend at least 240 days stuck in space.
It's a good year to buy Boeing stock. Can't get any lower, right?
I don't know, but
fair.
I don't know, but
She's like, hold on, I got to make a phone call.
yeah, you
real
know,
quick.
but I do know this. I now, unfortunately, when I travel, I look and see what kind of plane it is. A lot of times I have no choice but a Boeing, but I am significantly more worried on those flights than I am on other flights because the whistleblowers have shown videos of people jumping up and down on wings when things won't align.
Yeah. So 240. And what?
By the way, also the 2 whistleblowers have died in mysterious circumstances. I support Boeing.
Oh,
I have nothing against Boeing.
imagine them listening to this.
I know.
We're
Like, what the fuck?
We're very popular.
Why are we catching strays? Record for most consecutive days in space by an American goes to Frank Rubio, who spent 371 days. But I bet that was planned.
Oh
no.
yeah.
It says he was initially expected to come home in March 2023, but his stay in space more than doubled after a small meteoroid or piece of space junk slammed into the...
There's nothing you can do about that.
That's horrible. Like, I can't imagine...
What year was that? Because there was
2023.
Oh, because so they have a
It feels like maybe people shouldn't be going to space because they keep getting stuck.
well, they have a vast movie library and television library because I did Google if you could watch TV in space, and you can. So if you think about it, what we like to do the most, laying down and watching television, this could be a good thing.
They have the internet, dude. They have all of the movies.
No, I did see though.
I mean,
there's something about being able to stream something up there.
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't
if
work.
they can't figure out the technology to fucking get me back, I'm not really super confident that the internet's working at full capacity.
What's the booze situation like?
It's like when they asked how many tampons does somebody need for a day? 100? It's like they probably didn't put enough there. I mean, the 100's way too many tampons for one day.
Yeah,
but
the Wi-Fi is used for a variety of purposes, accessing personal laptops, but sending emails.
they're like, they've got
Yeah.
T-Mobile 5G, which is
but
what I have at my
saw
house,
that
and
they
I can't
use
upload
they
anything.
use a library of television and movies. That's what they watch. That maybe the Wi-Fi isn't strong enough, or maybe it's like riding an airplane where they give you a choice of if only 1 hour for free.
Use it carefully. Are you going to use it in the middle of your 241 days, or?
Yeah, T-Mobile gives you an hour for flight, or you can have the whole flight, but you only get that like 4 times a year. It's like we're trapped on an airplane. A lot of us do internet shopping. Just let us live. Let us live.
Oh my God, that's actually ideal for me, being stuck somewhere where I can get the dopamine hits from buying something, but not deal with the packages
Yes.
coming. Oh, what a dream. Yeah, send us to space.
Let's go to space.
We don't have it. We can podcast from space.
You would have.
DJ and Kelly in space.
Yeah, you would have like these glasses are cutting into my head.
Okay, take them off. Do you want to try these ones?
Yeah, I feel like Timu may have let us down. Oh, it's the fucking flames on the side of them. I need devil horns. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Kelly? Have we met?
Ironic.
Yeah, but or maybe, I mean,
Is this better?
yeah, that's much better.
These are
But
a
what
lot more
happened?
fun.
Like, internet's not extremely reliable. Like, Wi-Fi is not extremely reliable. What happens if the internet goes out?
Well, we'd all be dead.
It's like, imagine being stuck in space and you're trying to watch Road Trip, and all of a
and
sudden
the
it's
internet goes out?
buffering.
Oh my god!
Every 3 minutes, I would
and it buffers for 281 days.
I would kill myself. They've just got a bunch of VCRs up there. That's where they all go.
And 1 tape of Turner and Hooch.
But your parents recorded over it with their sex tape. You're like, fuck. We're just getting to
And
the good
send
part.
it to the moon.
Let's just say, did they get all the tapes from Goodwill? So it's all of my home movies. Man, we had good home movies growing up because Scott was like always a director.
Define good.
Like we had movies, actual movies where Scott like wrote scripts for us and did editing and all of that stuff.
I've made independent films with $1 million budget that didn't turn out well. I'm skeptical
I mean,
of the
for
situation.
home movie standards, like most people's home movies that grew up in the 80s would just be like, obviously the dad
Like
recording because he's
people's
never in the
weddings,
videos.
birthdays, and
It's just
snuff
like
films.
Yeah, it's just bullshit stuff where it's like, say hi to the camera. And It's
Yeah.
like, hi. Whereas ours had plots, and so like there was one time where I came home from the doctor. I had just gotten a shot, and Scott like just grabs me, and all of a sudden I'm like Grant grabs me, and we're running around and we're being chased by something. I have no idea what, and I have no idea we're filming a story. I just think that
You're running?
I'm running with Grant
That's
somewhere.
cinema verite
and
right
we're,
there.
Yeah, like Horror movies call me. Have a lot of terrifying
Stanley
things in my
Kubrick
past.
has nothing on him.
But it's just like I don't find out until the very end of this thing that this is like the plot of something. So we're like jumping through things and doing all this stuff, and then at the end of it, I have one line, and I like ring the doorbell, and I'm like, Project X is McDonald's. So McDonald's was the enemy in this movie or something like that. And then we also did like a Home Alone remake, where Grant obviously played Macaulay Culkin, so he did the infamous like aftershave thing with the scream and all that stuff. But we can't find any of the home videos.
They've all been recorded over.
Yeah, I know. My parents said they lost them, but I'm like, there's a few sex
Maybe
tapes.
they sent them to outer space, and that's why the last email from
maybe the astronauts don't want to come home until they're done watching our home videos.
or maybe they're looking for that one fucking video of Turner and Hooch.
That was a good movie. I don't remember it, but I remember liking it.
I don't know why Turner and Hooch. Uncle Bud actually was the thing that popped into my head.
Uncle Buck?
Uncle Buck, yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that movie.
Yeah, me too.
John Candy was a genius. Do you remember that movie with John Candy called? They go outside. They're camping. The Great Outdoors. I think it's called The Great Outdoors.
It's just a funny description for a movie. Oh, they go outside.
Well, knowing me, that I thought it was a horror film.
Why would they do that? Is that on purpose?
Yeah, The Great Outdoors. It's really funny. I recommend it.
When it comes to horror films, I was thinking of like A Quiet Place or whatever. Like any of those movies where danger is so imminent. I mean, we saw Alien in 4D.
Oh yeah,
last week,
and actually, it was pretty tame. Like
it was really phallic.
We didn't get. Oh my god, there were vaginas
and dicks everywhere.
It was yonic and phallic.
Yeah,
but it was there was so much dick symbolism. Yeah, all over the place. It was, but I liked it. Here's the thing: I was watching it, and Kelly's never seen the original Alien movies, like Alien, Aliens, The Woman with Sigourney Weaver, and Prometheus. She's never seen those, and there's so many visual little nods to it, and also one of the characters who dies in the original, that's one of the robots. One of the androids, he's there.
Spoiler alert. Wait, if you go up to that top poster with the
no,
red,
everybody knows that he's in this movie.
Not me, I didn't.
You didn't even know the original movie.
I know, that was a joke. That original poster, you would never guess where one of his tentacles is.
Oh, it's at his
down her fucking throat.
Yeah, it's down his,
it's like there's so much.
It was sexually charged in a
very
gross way.
Sexually charged. A lot of
slime.
Vagina imagery.
But I really enjoyed it because it really was sort of there. I thought you could enjoy it if you didn't know those movies, but if you did, it was like, oh my god, I remember that gun. They used that gun. It was really cool.
Did it make you want to go watch the originals, Kelly?
No.
I wanted to watch the originals.
I don't think that I would have enjoyed it as much if it wasn't 4D. Because it's not really my type of movie.
I like those
my
movies.
type of genre. But 4D makes everything kind of fun because there were so many times where we're getting like like a poof of air in our ear, or like down at our feet, or like getting splashed with water,
punched in the back.
Or the guy next to us is dipping into his popcorn.
But I'm telling you,
we did get punched in the back.
Yeah,
so
we did
much.
get punched in the back a bunch, and it felt like you were laying next to somebody who was woken up in the morning and wanted to get it on with you. It's like, poke me in the back one more time, motherfucker. I'm gonna elbow you in the throat. It felt like that, and so. But,
look at that picture of 4D movies. That's how COVID started.
But here's why it was a lot tamer than. But also the other one was almost 4 hours. Avatar 2 was so long, so it was 17 battles. I did like the fact that we know what that land smells like because they did the same thing.
And what I liked about Avatar 2 is that there was so much flying around, and I like when you're doing simulated flying in 4D because they have the breeze blow through, and it really does feel like you're flying.
And also that screen was 3D and so big that we felt like we were flying through space, and I liked that, but it was too long and really violent. Like we needed like a mobility scooter for like 4 days after that.
The funny, like the part about Avatar that was so jarring is that nobody else in the theater seemed to be reacting to the 4D at all, and DJ and I were just laughing our asses off the whole time because we were getting the shit beat out of us. And at least in Alien, people were like reacting to things where it didn't feel like we were just the insane people who like needed
everybody in
seatbelts.
Avatar was in fucking shock. Everybody was sitting there doing this.
It was fight or flight.
Are we going to be the people that walk out of here? And then, sure enough, it was almost by age group. The oldest people left first, and we were right there. We were holding on. We did contemplate leaving a couple times. Are we going to be able to make it through this? So that your whole thought process was like this. Oh my God, I may puke. Oh, that's what Avatar smells like, or whatever the fucking.
I think it was also when that theater kind of first opened, and I didn't realize because I had seen other 4D movies before, and they were never that intense. And so I think every theater can like set their 4D to certain levels, and I think they just put it on full blast.
They're like, why not? Screw these people.
Because Alien wasn't as
somebody's
abrupt
ex-girlfriend
either.
or boyfriend was probably in that theater and like, fuck these people.
Yeah. If you need an abortion, go see a 4D Avatar at Regal.
Yeah, exactly. They're not playing.
But Alien was fun.
We kept doing this. How do we not have to sign a waiver for this?
It was dangerous as hell. Like at one point, I just leaned forward to put something down on the ground, and it was right when I got bumped, and I almost like face planted into the ground. It's good times. I highly suggest. Have you ever seen a 4D movie, Isaac?
I haven't, but I want to now. And I was just reading this
Because of us?
Yes.
We made it sound so good.
Well, it says
We're changing people's lives. We're making a difference.
I hate going to the movies.
What?
I
Why?
absolutely hate going to the movies.
Why?
Is it because people crinkle their fucking paper?
Because there's other breathing human beings in the room.
Oh, well, not when we go, usually.
Yeah, we go at 2 p.m. on
love
Tuesday.
it. I'll be there.
And also, Tuesday is half price day.
Yeah.
No, it's $10 day. So
No, it's
half price?
It's 4D is $10, but it's like $5 for regular movies.
And you see things really cheaply, and then you spend $197 on 3 items from the thing.
No, we don't get any snacks.
Lisa
from concessions
Frankenstein
anymore.
cost me literally $180.
Why?
Because we went to one of those eat here and like
Oh.
order food.
Oh
and
my
beer.
God! And what a waste!
I know.
That
the
movie was
wrong
terrible.
movie to see that.
But I was reading about the 4D seats. They tune them to the movie, so it says you could just crank
Yeah.
it up, but it's meticulously crafted in Korea.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like going to a restaurant and they will put blue cheese on the hamburger and like, well, you can't have it because we've decided this is the experience. I mean, you can't take it off because that's the experience.
Oh, that's
we
like
want for
Father's
you.
Office,
Yeah,
but-
Father's Office.
But that's the best burger.
Yeah, but
It's
here's the
so
thing.
good.
But what if you're allergic to something? You just can't have that experience. But it's not this. I hate being told how to eat, and 40X tells you how to sit. What next?
It's funny because I think before.
Who's that?
Is it somebody important?
Hello. Yes. This is me. I'm on air right now. You're also being unfortunately recorded for quality assurance. So that was Isaac's joke. Yeah, guys, we'll be back to tell you what happened with Bank of America right after this. Let's cut. Sorry, guys, we had to pause. I had to deal with some personal thing that had a time limit on it, and life gets in the way sometime. And an algorithm told me that despite all the facts that were presented to it, I wasn't a worthy candidate for that. And so we just dealt with that, and now we're back. And I'm still happy.
Good.
It's probably the pills I took like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about specifically, but
Do we ever remember exactly what we were just talking about?
Astronauts peeing in pooping.
no,
I
that
think
was
we
so
moved,
long
we moved
ago.
past
we
astronauts being
watched
a pooping.
Alien, we watched Avatar, we
Yeah.
did all those
Oh,
things.
4D stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4D stuff. 4D
that's
stuff
right.
sounds like butt stuff, kind of. Did you do any 4D stuff with her? No, she didn't like that.
I'm curious to get your take on the situation. Are you familiar with the singer Chappell Roan?
Yeah, so I'm more so than ever, and it started because somebody at a Supernatural convention came up to me and said that they wanted to add her music catalog or her music to karaoke selections, and I didn't know who that was.
Okay.
And then and recently, I think I peripherally saw that she was in the news for people are saying maybe said some negative things about her. That
Yeah, so basically, I don't know a whole lot about her, but she's had this like meteoric rise to fame. She was, she's been a musician and she's doing all these shows, but it was like overnight she blew up into this massive, massive success to the point where she's like extremely famous now. And so she made a video that was basically talking about like how it's not normal for people to just come up to you constantly, like stalk you when you're out and come up and grab you and ask for pictures and do all of these things. And like when she's not on the clock, like, can you leave her alone so she can be a normal person, especially because things happen so quickly. And then she'd made an Instagram post where it was like 10 slides of words that she had been talking about it. And there are a lot of people who are like, get the fuck over it. You decided to be famous. And get over it.
How old is this person?
She's early 20s, I think.
Okay.
26.
And it blows my mind that people can't understand the difference between like doing a meet and greet and being where somebody is there to take pictures and say hi to their fans
and living my life
and living your life and interrupting people while they're with friends and family. Like
it would be like your boss coming up to you at a restaurant and saying, "Hey, by the way, I know you got off work 6 hours ago.
Papers are due.
But can you fill out this report?"
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, and it just weirds me out that people are so comfortable with parasocial relationships that they feel like they are owed interactions from anybody. And this happens all the time too, even with people who are just like TikTok famous or whatever. It's like there's a girl, Drew Affollow, who she had gone ultra viral for like bullying men who were bullying her in her comments.
Okay.
And now she's written like a best-selling book and all this stuff. And this girl made a video saying like, I ran into Drew and her family at the airport and it was clear that they were like rushing, but they were like really rude and blah, blah, blah. And Drew's like, if it was clear that we were rushing and stressed out, like, why are you acting like this is a personal affront to you?
Yeah, I told you the story about when my dog, they called about me having to put my dog down. And I'm walking down 23rd Street and people came up to me and I'm sobbing. And they was like, can we get a photo? I'm like telling them what's happening with my dog. I'm like, okay, we'll be fast. And I went through with it. And the anger that I felt at myself for not drawing a line there. But here's the thing. I understand both sides. I understand because when people see you and they're used to seeing you two-dimensionally, and they have a relationship with you that you're not there for. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, it doesn't mean that the intrusion is right. Mm-hmm. But I do think that we do have to find a way to be able to process that where it doesn't, because there's no way to remove yourself from it because she's going to become more known.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that it's right. And I understand that she has problems with it and voicing it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also deal with is. And people have relationships that you're not there for. And there's an expectation. And also you're two-dimensional in people's lives. And then suddenly they're like, what are you doing in my reality?
Right.
And that is, she's going to have to develop some coping mechanisms to deal with that.
For sure. I think that it's layered because nobody gets, I mean, you experience becoming ultra famous overnight, but it's also a different reality right now becoming famous now because everybody's got their cell phones out and everybody's making videos about their experience with you and all of that stuff, which wasn't the case back then. So even if you wanted to be a dick to somebody back then, you could likely get away with it. Whereas now every face that you make is policed by somebody. It's like, oh, well, he looked like he was upset by this. And it's just like people are so intense about it.
But because you cannot change human nature and because certain things are you can help educate people how you deal with stuff. And people probably who are good fans of yours or close fans of yours will sort of understand you and maybe respect that a little bit, but it's going to happen. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that it's right at all.
But I think that's the point. It's like she made this thing, which I think is really brave for her to speak out and be like, "This freaks me out." You know, like it freaks me out that people are following me around and all of this stuff. And I think reasonable people will read this and go, "Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Like, why wouldn't do this?" The people that are getting upset, it's like, sure, if you want to go up to a celebrity when you're out and you see them in public, that is your prerogative. You're going to do that if you want to, but you also have to accept that if somebody says no to a picture or no to a conversation, that you need to be okay with that and move on. That's not them being an asshole.
But what she's going to get, which is what happens even to me, also people on all levels of the entertainment business, is that people get immediately hurt.
Yep.
Like I've had somebody threaten to beat me up because I wouldn't do a shot with them before. And like being at the Vatican or being at a Dachau concentration camp, like being at places like that.
That's
where you're
so inappropriate to be asking.
Which have such heaviness behind them. You know, people praying for their loved ones, or they're learning about something devastating that happened to an entire population. And then people get audibly, like verbally upset with you for saying, I can't do that here. And it really sucks and it really hurts your feelings and it really makes you frustrated.
Right.
And it's such a cop out. Even like we've gotten it just on this. Like people say you're better when you don't talk about anything real. But I am a real person and I live in the real world. But it's not black and white in either place. But I understand because it's happening directly to you. It matters to you. And I think she's doing the right thing. Saying what you feel is not wrong. And if people can't handle that, that's a them thing.
Totally.
People's opinion of you has nothing to do with you.
Yep.
It's not your business.
Yep.
If you know that you're doing right. But if you're doing some fucked up stuff, then maybe you should think about that.
Right.
I support anybody at any time, at any age, in any walk of life saying, I don't like this.
Yeah, setting the boundary and vocalizing it. Because at least now she's put it out there where if somebody comes up to her and she denies that experience for them, she can go,
there's record of this.
I've said that I'm not okay with this. So it's important on her part to do this stuff. But it's just crazy because like I have a number of friends that are celebrities in some way or another, whether it's comedians or actors or people in music and stuff like that. And it blows my mind. It's one thing if you're a super fan of somebody and you come up and you're like, hey, I'm a big fan of your work, like, and you just don't take the time. But then you get people who see somebody else taking a picture with them and they don't even they can't place you, but they're like, I want a picture with that person. I can't understand the thought process of wanting to take a picture with somebody who might be famous that you don't know who they are.
All the time. Like
that blows my
people
fucking
come over
mind.
to you and be like, my friend tells me you're in the movies. I've never seen any of them. Can I have a photo with you? I'm like,
or it's like, what do I know you from? And it's like, am I supposed to fucking list a resume to you now? Like,
but the worst thing is when I'm with have I ever talked about this, Isaac? You have an encyclopedic knowledge of what we say. I don't remember anything. Have I ever told the story like when I'm with really handsome friends in public, especially when we're in Europe, somebody will recognize me and they always think it's the other person. Like they'll be like somebody will recognize me, like there's a famous person at that table or whatever, and so somebody else will come over and ask for an autograph from my handsome friend. It breaks my fucking heart.
you're like, no, it's me.
This happened.
You've never talked about that before.
Okay, me and Abdul and my friend Golfo, we all were in New York at the same time together, and so we travel together multiple times a year, and we do these road trip style vacations where we know where we're flying into and flying out of, and we have to get ourselves to point A to point B. And we go in multiple cities, multiple locations. And we were in Capri, and which you're supposed to say Capri, but I feel like such an asshole for saying it. I don't know what's right. Send us your letters. And we were at this...
American people can't say Capri.
Yeah, exactly.
We got pissed off the Scots, so we gotta do some damage control.
That's so funny, but you have to do it in a Scottish accent. Purple boogaloo on Capri.
I don't even want to try.
Like all Scottish is just people saying.
I'm gonna get murdered as soon as we walk out of here.
Haggis is great. Also, I think Scottish people are hot. I think the accent is very hot.
Yeah. What was so funny about the response to that video is that people really got angry as if we were actually making fun of Scottish people. It was like very much said in good humor.
I think the accent is adorable.
Yeah.
So anyway, me and Abdul and Golfo were in Capri, and he found this little beach club that's out of the way, and he loves a beach club. Mm-hmm. And I like sitting in the middle of the town square and drinking in the daytime, but he likes to go to remote places and just luxury. So we go down there, and go to take a photo, and the rocks, the beaches are rocks there, and all the rocks give way, and I wind up with the only pair of walking shoes I have being soaked. And so like I'm in a pissy mood anyway, so I'm walking around wringing out my socks with my shoes underneath my arm, and somebody recognizes me. and then I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, are you an actor? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, is your name I don't think my name is DJ. And so he was almost there as an Italian guy. And then I go sit down, and this gorgeous woman who worked there came over and turned to Abdul, and she's like, I hear you're famous, can I take a picture? I'm like, this always happens to me.
Yeah, you're really good about that when somebody is looking at you from afar and you can tell that they recognize you, but they're like, I can't place the name. You're like, hey, how are you? I'm DJ. Like, which I think is really kind of you to do.
It saves embarrassment. It saves time.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people who get tired of your bullshit when you're trying to go out with them, like especially when you're making friends with my good friends or people I've known for a long time, I don't have the fear. But if it's new people get bored. They like it for 10 seconds and then they find it boring, and then they don't want to hang out with me anymore. I mean, there's no woe is me. Fuck those people. But by the way, Isaac, we can leave this part here. But so we just had to take a giant break for me to deal with a business thing. So Isaac, do you just want to cut right from that? This will show people the inner workings of what we do here. Do you just want to cut from when I take the phone call to when I get back online and just put this in? I just took a business call and it really pissed me off, and we're back, or something like that.
Sure.
It's cinema verite. Isn't that what porn is?
Yeah,
Reality?
they do call it cinema sometimes.
Cinema verite.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea. Isaac's like, fuck, now I gotta do more
Definitely not
editing.
doing that.
No, but I don't think that you need to. Are you just gonna cut when it starts?
I think maybe you cut it, put a little bit of hold music, and then come back. And you guys,
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flip it to black and white. I'm gonna speed it up by like 200% and
There you
put
go.
elevator music on it.
there you go.
Oh, really?
Perfect.
Oh, that's way smarter than what I
Wonderful.
did. That's why I don't work here.
You just be the pretty face on camera.
Okay.
What's your name again?
Yes,
Where are you from?
This is probably why I can't get a fucking good auto loan. My solutions are terrible.
Yeah. We won't say who it is because we don't know if we want to shame them yet.
It's Bank of America.
Okay. Well, we do want to shame
Their
them.
algorithm is run by robots. and they're not looking
I'm
at
moving
facts.
all of my money out of Bank of America
Oh, I
tomorrow,
did that a long
actually.
time ago.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Is Bank of America the new American Airlines?
I think
Well,
there's
it's got America in
Spirit
the
Airlines.
title.
They're the old. Oh wow! I didn't think about that. How many R's are in strawberry?
Too many.
Okay, somebody wrote in asking about they said I'm pursuing this new path and my friends think I'm being delusional, but it's basically like this is what I want to
She wants to do something aspirational.
Yeah.
She wants to do something
Yeah.
aspirational. Run at it.
Yeah.
Screw everybody else. The amount of people in your life that'll tell you not to do stuff because they're not doing it, or it's all fear based. People let fear completely rule their lives. If you want to do something and you know it's going to haunt you, if you don't, you fucking stop what you're doing and run at it. But you are responsible to make sure that you are fed, clothed, and housed
Right.
during that. Your number one responsibility to yourself is your survival.
Yeah.
But I defaulted on my student loans to become an actor. I destroyed my credit. Like I defaulted on like 120 grand worth of student loan debt. And then it did something that you can no longer do. It was legal, but you can no longer do it. I settled with them for a very small amount of money.
Yeah,
but I was willing to be in debt and have wrecked credit.
That's me right now.
I know.
To do this.
I know. You know what? In my mind, I was moving closer to you.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because money and other than basic survival, anything above that is meaningless in the face of a life not lived.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting that people only frame delusional as having the mindset that something really good could happen,
Yeah.
where I think it's equally delusional to think that things won't work out the way that you
that's
want them to.
interesting.
And so if you're going to be you're delusional either way, right? If you feel like you actually have talent in the thing that you're pursuing and that you see an actual path there, I think it's important to be honest with yourself. But if you have a passion for something and you know that that's going to yield good results for you, fuck people calling you delusional, because it's delusional to think
Right.
that it won't.
Right.
Be delusional.
If you can't read and never read a book,
Yeah.
you're probably not gonna have a bestseller next year.
Right.
Like, but you have to, but you could be. But if you wanted to be an actor, if you wanted to be, you're probably not going to be an astronaut starting at age 85,
well, I mean,
or
if they're,
fight an
if
oral
they're
with
sending
fire in the
people
person.
up to not come back,
Well, exactly.
then
it could be like Cocoon, but with a one-way ticket.
like we ran out of ground space at the cemeteries.
Well,
We're
the Social
sending
Security
the
is pretty
seniors
low.
up in our new Boeing.
I mean, realistic in just the broadest terms
Yes,
possible.
yeah, it's like-
is it even feasible in the world?
Right.
If it is feasible, there's no reason why it couldn't be feasible for you.
Yeah. And delusional to one person is not delusional at all to the next. It's like there are some things where people are like, I would never be brave enough to do that thing. And so,
Yeah.
of course, it would never happen in their reality. But if you are the person that feels like you can make it happen, then go after your delusions, because I truly think it's equally as delusional to think that things aren't going to work out for you.
I love delusionals.
Yeah, me too.
I am a delusional.
Well, because when you look at the history of people who have made it really, really big, they were all fucking delusional. And
Fucking
all,
Christopher Columbus, they thought he was going to go off the side of the earth. And they're like, what a fucking delusional asshole. By the way, Bank of America just sent me a text saying the escalation team is going to call you. What the fuck is that?
we don't care that you're gay. It's Yeah, but like anybody who's famous was called delusional by people in their lives, and there's that aspect of faking it till you make it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Anna Delvey.
I think she's awesome.
She's awesome.
Here's the thing. Yes, she did some bad things, like making somebody who makes an average wage pay for like an $80,000 trip to Morocco. But the thing is, there's also some culpability in that. You bought into if everything about you that's going on is saying one thing, like she ain't got this money.
I am pro scamming corporations.
Me
Not
too.
not
Scamming
not
corporations,
small
but not
businesses
people.
or personal like people, but corporations. Yeah, they should
absolutely.
be doing their due diligence.
They are screwing us left, right, and center. You absolutely can scam a corporation. And also, if they're so far up their own ass, if you tell them you're a German heiress and they believe it
Yeah.
because they want to be associated with you, that's a them thing. But taking somebody's personal savings or making them work in
Right.
perpetuity to pay for something is wrong. But it sure does make for fucking good television.
I know.
I love
I need
that.
more. I need
I
more.
loved that show,
Me
that
too.
miniseries. What's her name did? What's that actress's name? She was on
Ozark.
Ozark. She's so good.
God, I can't remember her name either.
I can't believe I'm blanking on it because I love her.
Why are we on this already?
Oh wait, are we late?
No.
We're not
All
there
right.
yet.
Oh, we're early. No, but that's see, that's the thing that executives don't get about American film and TV either. You watch the British Shameless, and it's all a bunch of dirtbags doing terrible things and getting away with it. The American Shameless, there were consequences for everything. The daughter goes to prison. In England, she never would have gone to prison because it is not good TV.
Right.
The reason why Absolutely Fabulous worked is two women doing crazy shit and not dying from it and suffering no consequences. That kind of is the American dream now. It's doing shit and getting away with it. Because the American dream was, we know it, working hard, working a normal job, and then being able to buy a house. Where is that possible?
Yeah, I
Not
know.
most places.
There was criticism about The Bear because it was like these people are just working in a restaurant and they can't even pay their bills. It's like that's reality. Like what are you talking about? People don't like to be uncomfortable at all.
Go out
here.
and talk to a single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves her kids and never stops. Yeah, a lot of people have multiple jobs, but the thing is, if you choose something like chefing, it takes over so much of your life. Or working frontline at a restaurant, it takes over so much of your life. You have nothing left.
Right. Yeah.
But we need people that work in restaurants because I don't want to cook.
Yeah. Can you?
I can make a good pot of chili.
Oh.
Yeah, I make a mean pot of chili. But after I make it, I can't eat it for like 2 days because I'm so mad that I had to do it in the first place.
You're mad at the chili.
Yeah, like, fuck you, chili.
You call it 2-day chili?
I should, and I'm going to use that accent when I talk about it.
Hey, 2-day chili.
Hey, y'all want some 2-day chili?
That's basically how you've experienced being a parent. It's like you just have so much resentment towards the thing you've created.
Yeah.
I used to have dreams, and now all I have is this fucking pot of 2-day chili. Fucking asshole. You took everything from me.
It is really good chili,
And now I'm
though.
shitting my brains out every day.
That doesn't happen to me.
Shitting your brains out?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with beans.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't either.
Yeah.
When people used to talk about all the time how they would like shit their brains out after Taco Bell or Chipotle or whatever, I'm like, that's never.
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
That never happens to me.
Maybe it's a too much problem.
Although the Crystal, there's a square hamburger in the South called Crystal hamburgers, and if you eat them sober, like every time I've eaten them sober, I've gotten the runs.
Oh.
And that's a hard admission for me because I just in the previous
But
podcast,
drunk?
or maybe just earlier this podcast,
Yeah, you
said
didn't
that
wanna talk about-
I go to a clinic to do that now.
You didn't even want to think about
Possible
astronauts pooping in
deniability.
space.
Agatha Christie.
Oh
was
my
right.
God!
We all
Imagine
tell it
eating
ourselves.
crystal and then going to space.
No, it would be the stupidest thing you could possibly ever do. You wouldn't make it.
Is Crystal like White Castle?
Yeah,
I will
similar.
I will punch you in the face. They're the same shape though. But no, it is so much better. How do you not know Crystal? Aren't you from the South?
Yep.
A single mom who works 2 jobs.
Where is it though?
It's all over
Not
the
in
place.
North Carolina.
Now we.
Yes, they have Crystal in North Carolina.
Let's find out.
Crystal meth.
Yeah, they definitely have that. I've been there.
Okay, let's see. There, blah, blah, blah.
It's Crystal, Krystal. Years ago, I was sitting with Lauren at Chuck's in when I lived in New Orleans, and I turned to her at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, before I go home, we need to pick up some Crystal. And she did this. You'll be up for days. I'm like, Crystal hamburger, Lauren. How long have you known me?
She's like, yeah, you'll be up shitting for days.
That's
what were you talking
That's
about?
what I meant. What other kind of Crystal is there? No, Lauren's not like that. She's smart as hell.
They got one in Wilson. That's it.
Never
In the
even
whole
heard of
state,
Wilson.
and it ain't been there that long.
That's so y'all don't have White Castle though, do you? That's a northern thing.
I think we do. Well, yeah.
It's all the Yankees that came down there and took our jobs.
I'm not a fan
All
of
these
White
Yankees.
Castle.
White Castle, I don't like it because it's not Crystal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Another person said that
The website's better though.
her friends are saying she's too picky and calling out red flags too early in dating. Do you have any advice for that?
Well, I mean, there's some contextual things. If the red flag is he doesn't have $47 million, then maybe that's a you thing. But if the red flag is when I eat things, he raises his eyebrows like I'm eating too much of it, that is definitely a red flag. You're within your right to run away. As you get older, you will learn to be less tolerant, hopefully, of red flags. Unfortunately, like I have a friend right now who's dating a little later not late in life. I mean, she's in her 40s, but she was saying, I just don't want to go through this over again of trying somebody and then finding out that they're not. And I'm like, well, that's the process. And the thing is, you don't get to shortcut that. And as a matter of fact, if you want to shortcut all that, that's a red flag for somebody else.
Yeah.
That you're just willing to settle. But I'm a big red flag looker out in all aspects of life. If I would have known this about Bank of America, I never would have banked there. Don't fuck with me. I will talk about you on a podcast listened to by tens of people.
Yeah, I mean, as a woman in dating, it's hard to win because, like, for instance, if you are like, I don't want to date a guy unless he
Did
makes.
you just have a southern accent when you started that story? You said, I don't want to date a guy.
I don't want to date a guy unless he makes.
You did that. Are you making fun of me?
No, I just have been on Crystal.
It's because you're hanging around. Your accent's coming out too. That you're talking to me.
Yeah, I pick
that's
up accents really
You're an
quickly.
accent chameleon.
But like, if a woman talks about how she wants to date a guy who has a good job and makes money, they'll be like, "Oh, fuck you, gold digger," blah blah blah. But then if she dates a broke guy who ends up treating her like shit, they'll be like, "Well, you should have known he's a fucking deadbeat," or it's like,
it's a catch-22.
or you'll if you suspect a guy's cheating on you or something like that, or it's like he's liking all these Instagram posts, blah, blah, blah. They'll be like, oh, what do you have, trust issues, blah, blah, blah. But then when he cheats on you, it's like, well, the red flags were right there. Like, why didn't you pay attention to them? So you can't fucking win. So I would just say, try to figure out the person you have a connection with and then look at the red flags with a little bit of a more discerning eye.
Yeah,
but
and find out what really matters to you. What red flags are really things that could be a warning for your happiness, your certainly your safety, but also things that matter to you as far as goals.
Yeah.
And every relationship doesn't have to be the one, but you certainly should feel respected and comfortable around the person. But the other thing is your friends aren't in your head.
Yeah.
And
they're also not in the relationship.
Yeah.
They're only hearing information, little bits of information.
They hear
from you.
information that you tell them.
Yeah. So
if you are in any way editorializing that, they're going to have some thoughts about that person, and that's a you thing. My rule of thumb about anything is if you don't know what to do, don't do anything, and when that stops working, do something else. If you think your picker is picking right now, keep on letting your picker pick and don't listen to anybody else what they have to say. But if your choices are leading to your unhappiness, then your picker's broke.
Kidding. Guys, we'll talk a little bit more about dating over on Patreon, patreon.com/loadedpod. You can follow us on social media at loadedpod on TikTok and Instagram. Send us an email, probablyloadedpod@gmail.com. We want to help you with your picker.
Yep.
If it's broke in.
Yep.
And that's it.
Or also maybe at some point we could pick for you.
Ooh, that's good.
I would love to do that.
I really want to do a dating show for Jack.
Married at First Sight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like through our podcast.
All right.
Find him a date.
Married at First Sight with DJ and Kelly.
Yeah. We
For
could have
Jack.
him. We could have him go on some Zoom dates.
Oh, that would
Be
be
fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we could videotape it and exploit it.
Yeah, that's the
And we
point.
could put one of those bars over her face, but not on his, because everybody knows it's Jack. This can't
Why
fail.
would we need to put bars over her face?
I don't know.
Guys, we'll figure out the details on the next episode. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Sit on down and pour yourself a glass.
Then tune into your favorite podcast.
Where things will be misquoted.
Then